Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Cassie, a writer, editor and mentor, and today I'm bringing you a short video with a review on this book. Whoop, make it flat, Cassie. It's called The Anatomy of a Bestseller by Sacha Black, and the subtitle is 3 Steps to Deconstruct Winning Books and Teach Yourself Craft. I picked this up a few months ago, but I've only just finished it this week. It's been hard for me to find the time to read print because life's been so busy, but having cut some things out, I'm now trying to prioritize some of these craft books that I have piling up. Yeah, anyway, the reason I picked up this book is because I want to always be improving my craft. I know I can write, but I know that there's always ways that we can improve. So I thought this would be a really good way to do it. Here's the blurb. Do you want to improve your writing? Do you wish you could write like your favourite authors? Have you ever struggled to understand your market or genre? If you want to power up your stories, write to reader and deliver what the market wants, this book is for you. In The Anatomy of a Bestseller, you'll discover what deconstruction is and how to improve it, how to use it to improve your craft, a step-by-step guide to deconstructing your favourite books so you can utilise the tools of winning authors, tips and tricks for breaking down everything from sentence level prose to plot, pacing, characters, story arcs and more. A thorough guide to understanding your market and what readers want. Tactics for turning the lessons and tools you find into practical prose and stories. The Anatomy of a Bestseller is a comprehensive guide that will help you break down the best books in your genre, understand how and why they work, and then learn how to do it yourself. By the end of the book, you'll be armed with the methods you need to deconstruct bestsellers, understand the tools these authors are using, and how to implement them in your own work. If you like dark humour, learning through examples, and want to create better books, then you'll love Sacha Black's guide to deconstructing winning books. So, anyway, that is the blurb of it. I love that right near the start of it, she gets clear on the fact that this is your journey, and you should be doing it your way, whether you want to publish traditionally or independently. There's something to be learned in this book. You don't have to read the literal bestsellers. You could just pick the books that you love the most and deconstruct those to learn what tools the author used and figure out how you can apply that to your own work. So have a think about whose stories really resonate with you, whose writing do you want to emulate or learn from. Here's a snippet from the book. When we discover of our own accord, we understand it more intimately, more deeply and more profoundly than when we are told. We've engaged with the information or revelation by investigating and reflecting on it. I think that's really relevant because, I don't know about you, but this is how I learn. Oh, there's Luna again. She likes to sit there in the mornings because the aircon's above me. Yeah, like I need to actually engage with something before I can properly learn it, so this kind of method really works for me. Yeah, something I really love about this book is it's easy to access, providing you don't mind swearing and dark humour, which I'm quite a big fan of personally. She makes it clear that you don't need to know all the technical terms for things. You can just make up your own to describe the techniques that you discover. As long as you know what it means, that's all that really matters. So I think sometimes I get put off by, I have an English degree, but I still don't know all the terms and like technical words for things because they just don't feel relevant. So anyway, Sacha goes into great detail about her process for how she deconstructs books with lots of hints for how to make the most out of it. I am not typically the kind of person who writes in books, but reading this made me want to, so I picked up a copy of Sharp Objects from the op shop because I remember really loving it, and I'm curious to deconstruct how Gillian Flynn made me feel the things that I did in that book. Sacha's advice is to stop when you're in awe of what a writer did. Stop when the spite reflux gets going and you're considering which poison might work most effectively. Stop because you're inspired and in awe and utterly puzzled at how the author created such word wizardry. That's when you've got your author head on, and that's when you're mind gold. I know there's always sentences I come across in different books. I'm like, oh my god, that was magic. I want to write like that. And so the tools in this book help you to kind of figure out what it is and then how to do it on your own. So yeah, I think that's really valuable. One of the big things for me was her section on opening lines and pages as well as closing lines. I know how much those first lines matter, but I almost never spend the time on them that I should. So I'm feeling really inspired to go back and look over all my first chapters and first lines and to see what I can do to hook my readers better. I think this is even more important if you're writing a series, because if you don't land them, if you don't hook them in that first book, they're not going to read on. So that's certainly something on my list to do. This is what she had to say about it. Once the reader is hooked, if you're clever and sprinkle just the right amount of questions, delightful characters and intrigue, subplot fuckery, your readers will continue through your story like the heavily drugged book hippie they really are. But you have to first hook them first. This is why I make a point of heavily deconstructing the first page of every bestseller I read. She also talks a lot about genre and trope, which I really appreciate. I think we probably don't talk about those things enough, or often tropes are talked about like in a derogatory kind of way, like looked down upon, but I love tropes. That's where the fun happens. I often go into my books with things I particularly want to play with, whether I'm going to be going along with what the trope does or whether I'm going to try and subvert it or something else. If you're writing in a genre, you need to know what that genre is, what the tropes are within that genre, and kind of deliver, because that's what readers want and what they expect. And if you don't give them what they want, they're not going to be satisfied. This is the section that she has on it. Readers of each genre want something specific that does not always connect with what we want to write as authors. I hear a lot of authors say they read the bestsellers in a genre and don't like the books and can't understand why they're selling so well. Oh honey, I'll tell you why. You won't like it, but I'll tell you anyway. It's because those authors aren't writing for authors, they're writing for readers. They understand what readers of that genre want and need. They know what tickles their good parts and give them tingles, and then in the plot twist of the year, that's exactly what they write. So you and I, this is just the next page, we have a choice. We can either deliver precisely what the reader wants and therefore set ourselves up for potential success, or we can write exactly what we want, and if that doesn't align to the reader, then, well, you fill in the blanks. Remember, potential is a key word. You can do all the right things, create a killer campaign and have it still flop. Then again, sometimes you can have a breakout success totally by accident. I think this is often where people, like, you talk about right to market, but that's not fun for me, so I have to find, and that's the same thing Sasha Blake says, you have to find a genre or a subgenre or a niche or a set of tropes that you want and enjoy writing, where you can also give the reader what they want. So it's that perfect alignment of what you want and what the reader wants, and then everyone's happy. Some people can write to market and just write what the reader wants and they enjoy that, but that's not really my bag. So that's a little bit of an insight into the book. If you're looking to upskill your craft, if you have authors you adore and want to learn how they do what they do, then I highly recommend it. I've not done the work yet, simply because, yeah, life's been crazy, and I need a lot of downtime lately, but it is on my list, and now that I have a book to work with, I'm really looking forward to digging in. Hopefully there will be lots of sticky notes and scribbles all over the pages, and I can bring some of that into my writing as well. Anyway, let me know if you think you'll pick up the book, and I might make this a series, I think, of just Cassie Talks craft books. I don't know. Yeah, I will catch you next time anyway, and I hope you're doing well. Bye.